Patrick Mahomes, the new investor of Throne Sport Coffee, and obviously on his way to be a GOAT. Here's our conversation with Patrick Mahomes from yesterday. How's practice? How's life? How do you feel? You know, people calling you fat again. That's a whole time of your life. I guess this is going to be the angle people are going to attack you. But you're back at OTAs. People are attacking how you looked. How do you feel though? How's the body after another offseason?
I feel good, man. It kind of surprised me. I thought we got the whole dad bod thing out of the way last last season actually in the playoffs. But I guess people still haven't realized that I don't have abs. So I'll continue to work on that. And hopefully one of these days we can figure out how to get a looser T-shirt. I mean, the backpack's just holding my shirt in, man.
Yeah.
Looser T-shirt at least.
Yeah, I understand. And also you got that, because you're so explosive, you got that massive ass. So the T-shirt sits up on the ass too. It's because you're so athletic that you look this way. But this is your new world, pal. Everything you do is going to be overanalyzed and chit-chatted about because you're on your way to GOAT status at such a young age. Congrats again for that.
Yeah.
This comes with it.
I appreciate you.
This comes with, this guy's fat. We got to find things that aren't perfect to this guy because seemingly everything else is perfect. We are very lucky to watch your time. Let's talk about it a little bit. You're in the middle of the business era now, it feels like. I saw you give a speech at, I think, in Sports Illustrated, talking about the women's soccer team that you and your wife are invested in, about the other businesses you're a part of. And now, boom, we got Throne Sport Coffee.
Yeah.
This is awesome. How'd you get into this? And what should people expect whenever they open up a Throne Sport Coffee on the go?
Yeah, no, I actually got into it very naturally. A guy named Michael Fedeli, who's the guy who invented Throne Sport Coffee, reached out to me because he heard I drank a lot of coffee. And he basically said, I have a healthy iced coffee. Would you have any interest in it? And I definitely was very interested. It's something that I drink on a daily basis. Whenever he actually gave me samples first, and I tried them. I liked it a lot. We kind of tweaked some things here and there, and whenever you can have amino acids, natural caffeine, some vitamin B, all the healthy stuff that you get in all those healthy hydration drinks, but in a coffee, it seemed perfect for me. And I mean, I'm crushing them on a daily basis now, and I'm excited for the world to get to really get into them.
Absolutely. You can get some at sportcoffee.com. It's also available on Amazon. Whoa, that feels like a cheat code.
Yeah, big.
Hey, let's go business.
Yeah.
Let's go business. That's good business.
Amazon, man, you can't go wrong with that.
Dude, overnight, literally just overnight, like you could just get probably a pallet of 100 of these. Now, the office has had a few of these for the last few days. We also, coffee drinkers over here, love the buzz, love the energy. I believe the Mocha Java is the fan favorite over here. French vanilla, not beloved by everybody because we don't have a sophisticated enough palate, but everybody's going to have. What is your favorite?
I like Mocha Java as well. I also like the salted caramel or caramel from whatever region of the country you're in. I like both of those. And then the black coffee's easy. I drink black coffee anyways if I drink it hot. So just have a nice, easy option with no flavor. I mean, they're really all good, man. It just depends on your taste.
That's real. And there's so many different options of coffee. I've gotten into it as I've grown older, and I do feel like an old man whenever I'm having my coffee. My wife loves it. She makes great espresso and everything. These are Hey, you did it.
Got one. Uh-huh.
It feels like a good business. It's in our fridge. It's literally stocked in our fridge. The salted caramel one ran out quick. I believe everybody grabbed it. So congrats to that. Are you going to be able to be focused enough to still play football?
Good question.
You said you're going to be focused enough to still play football?
I'm gonna be too focused. I think the thing is, sometimes I drink so much that I kind of get too amped up, too excited for the day. So no, I'll definitely be focused, man. And it's a substitute for me for some of the other energy drinks or whatever you wanted to drink. And so now I can just focus on my hydration and sports coffee to get me through the day of those long, meetings and stuff that we do in football.
Yeah, you do. I didn't have to do that. For me, it was pretty short meetings.
I'm meeting and you're at the golf course. That's how it rolled.
Actually, cornroll. Yeah, I stayed in the building. I was in the locker room. I got real good at the cornhole. I got real dialed in, felt good. Was a little bit of a hustler. But let's talk about this. Because you got businesses. People are going to buy it because you're associated with it because you're Patrick Mahomes. You've had all this success in the world already at such a young age. You've gotten paid massive. Now you're due. Well, it's not. Yep. Other contracts have happened. You don't have to be the one doing that. But it still feels like you guys are incredibly hungry and driven. Do you think it's because your dad, professional athlete? Do you think it's because you're coaching? Why do you think you have the jib of a guy who just constantly wants to keep going as opposed to getting satisfied ever?
Yeah, I think it's just I understand how lucky I am, man. To be the Kansas City Chiefs, to have Coach Reed, to have Travis Kelce, all these great players around me, and I don't want to look back and have regrets, man. I want to win as many Super Bowls as possible, and I know it's hard. It's hard every single year, but I just try to be driven every single day to be the best that I can be. And I know that's a serious answer, but that's really who I want to be, is someone that gives it their all on the football field. And if I do that, I'll have no regrets at the end of my career. And I've been lucky to be in this position, and I'm gonna try to do whatever I can to maximize that.
It's not serious, and it would only be cliche if you didn't mean it. And I think whenever the greats say things, other people try to replicate it. You have obviously proven it time and time again. No team has ever gone 3 in a row. No team. You guys were already talking about that immediately after the last. Like, yeah, we're gonna run this shit back. I think Travis said or whatever. Nobody's ever gone 3 in a row. You guys already had it in your mind, and now you look at some of the acquisitions that your team has made. We got Hollywood, obviously incredibly explosive and fast and can make all the plays. You bring in the fastest 40 in the history of the combine. It feels like it's cheating with your style of offense. What is it going to look like? How does it feel to have a little bit more weaponry, I think, around you maybe than last year? And what are your early thoughts on it all?
Oh, man, I'm excited. I mean, just getting those guys out there. I mean, Hollywood's been making plays all week long, and since we started the OTAs, practice against the defense. Seeing X-Man really running how fast he is, and then adding to guys like Rasheed and Travis and the Wiley tight end that we got, and Noah Gray. I mean, it's cool. It's cool to have weapons, man. It's cool to have these guys out there that want to go out there and be great. And obviously, we made it happen last year, and we added to that mix to go along with that Spagnuolo defense. I think we're going to be a hard team to beat when the season comes around.
Let's talk about that Spagnuolo defense, and he was great on our show. It seems like everybody loves him that's ever played for him. You said something at a press conference, I forget when it was, maybe in the playoffs after you guys beat Buffalo. You said, earlier in the year, you had to learn, hey, our defense can win us games. Our defense can win us games. Now that the offense has been loaded up with weapons, and you also still have the mindset of the defense being able to do it, do you think last year made you a much better quarterback situationally, or what do you take away from that going into this upcoming season?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. I mean, you got the feel of how the team is built. And I think this year we're going to have a team that's built to throw the ball deep. I mean, Coach Reed's been preaching it all offseason. We're going to get back to throwing the deep ball. I have to be smart when we do that, but at the same time, I want to be that explosive offense that we've seen in the past, and it takes pressure off the defense. And then when we get up, that's when Spagnuolo can really show off all those blitzes he's working on, man. And I'm glad that I only have to go up against them. I don't have to go up against them in the season, only in training camp, because that dude blitzes from everywhere, and I want to make sure we can get him that lead so he can really show off that entire defensive game plan that he has.
I'm excited that we have the opportunity to see Patrick Mahomes sprinting backwards again.
Yep.
Sprinting backwards, delay, Madden. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all pumped about that. But watching you guys win in a new way last year, I think solidified and upped the respect that everybody had for you guys from a football team. Now, this upcoming season, though, schedule release, there's some big dogs early. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Patrick, last year in the AFC Championship, you guys had the Ravens, and then the year before that, you guys had the Bengals. You guys have them week 1 and 2. Do you like those early tests early on in the season to see where you guys are at, or would you rather, have those guys maybe later on in the year?
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're great football teams. We knew we had to play them, and we know we had to bring our best in order to beat them. I mean, Baltimore and Cincinnati, both great football teams. I mean, that's why we're playing them in the AFC Championship games these the past few years, and I think it gets guys focused. It gets guys focused to know that we got to come in with our best stuff week 1. I mean, we saw that last year when the Lions beat us. So we got to be better than we were at the beginning of last year. But I mean, it's going to take our best football. It's not we're going to be able to just walk in and win football games. And I mean, even the Sunday Night Football week 3 against the Falcons, that's going to be a great football team. So the only thing I don't like is the early bye, man. The early bye is always tough. But other than that, I mean, I'm just ready to play football, and let's see what happens.
I didn't pay attention. Super Bowl champions. What week did you get by?
I think it's week 6.
What?
It's
Come on.
Earliest I've ever had a bye, man. We do get the Christmas Wednesday night game, which could be like a 4-day weekend. So that could help out a little bit. But at the same time, man, I mean, that week 6 bye it's Texas Tech's bye, too. I can't even go to my college's football game either.
Well, you guys getting a week 6, this is all kind of hitting me. That's disrespect.
That's bad.
Normally you get an early bye week, it's like, oh, we were crap early last year. Like, you earn a good bye week normally. So the Super Bowl champs are week 6? Wow. What the hell's going on over there, Raj? Do you think they're working against you? You think now you guys have gotten too good? Are you guys now the Patriots? Everybody's working against the Kansas City Chiefs. What are your thoughts on that being a real thing? Not from the league, obviously, but you guys have gotten to the point where you're too good. You know, you're too likable. Travis, obviously.
Yeah.
The man. You know, he's got songs being sung about him, his friends, and his dad by the biggest star on earth. You've kind of embraced that heel role. We saw you punch or give a dynasty to Logan Paul to punch somebody in the head at Monday Night Raw. Was there a moment where you realized, like, okay, people are going to hate us regardless of what we do? And have you fully embraced that and expect that for what, the rest of your life now?
Yeah, you're probably going to get it for pretty much at least the rest of my career. I mean, Brady did come back at the end and kind of got back on the good graces of everybody. So maybe I can make that turn at the very end of my career, maybe. But we weren't liked. The playoff run kind of really stamped that for me. Going to Buffalo, going to Baltimore, you could tell that the teams and the fans did not like us. But at the same time, man, you just got to go out there and win football games. They can't say much when you're winning the games, and so I just embraced that. And then the WWE thing was awesome. That thing was sweet. I wish I should have got in the ring, man. I got to show off my skills a little bit.
I think anytime you'd like to do that, that is certainly available for you. The place was very conflicted. Because obviously you're Patrick Mahomes, but they're not the biggest fan of Logan Paul. Logan Paul doesn't want any of those people to like him. And then the guy with the head that ends up getting hit with the dynasty, he's J.D. McDonough. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. And everybody loves Jey Uso. But boom, you knew that it'd be too much time. Jey Uso would be able to regain his balance and be able to flip this thing on its head, right? You didn't think Jey Uso was going to get punched, Patrick.
No, I've seen enough to know that Jey Uso is good about getting out of those situations. When he does the yeet, that was intense, man. I love that. And then at the same time, though, that's my man Logan. I know he's not the biggest fan favorite over there in the WWE, but I had to make sure I try to help him out a little bit. But I was definitely scared of the big dude. The big dude was a lot bigger than I expected to see whenever he walked up. And I was very, very glad, thankful for Jey Uso of getting him out of there because I was not ready to go.
Yeah, and the boys obviously stood up and were ready to fight for you, and that's good leadership. You're a multiple-time MVP, the face of the league, and the boys are still ready to fight a big son of a bitch on the site for you in Braun Strowman. And we were very thankful that you came through there. That's the first time ever Super Bowl rings.
Oh, yeah.
Those fake? Those are fake Super Bowl rings?
No, they're real. What are you talking about?
Damn. Right to that, JD.
I know. Still wearing it.
Yeah, he's still got bruises.
Yeah, brutal. Many, it's like a.
How could he?
Logan never gave my rings back. If you want to get those back for me,
That's a heel move. That's a heel move.
Yes, it is.
Hey, that's what you sign up for. That's what you sign up. Let's talk about. I wanted to chat about. You said at the end of Tom's career, people started coming back around. Do you and Tom talk? Feels like that would be the only human maybe that would understand potentially where you are in the history of the game, potentially.
We do talk a little bit. He's always kind of giving me some advice here and there. He's not going to tell me all of his secrets, but I remember back to the AFC Championship game that they beat us. I mean, he gave me some advice in the locker room after that. He's a really good dude, man. I'm glad that he was able to go out there and win those Super Bowls, except for the one against me, and really just show off what hard work and dedication can really do. And it's taught me a ton of I got to continue to get better and better. And you saw that throughout Tom's career. And when I do reach out for advice, he's willing to give that. And I think he's going to make a great impact on the game, calling games, and then at the same time giving advice to young players.
So when Tom and you talk about, advice and stuff, he says, they're going to come for you. People are going to hate you. You're going to have to rebuild your team multiple times, and don't ever do a roast. Is that how it goes?
I will definitely be staying away from the roast. That was when I heard they actually asked me to go to it, and I was like, man, I just can't even believe that this is happening. But there was some funny moments in there. I will give that. The comedians did a good job, but roast, I mean, there's no rules. You kind of just have to go out there and just sit there and listen to everybody talk trash about you. So I will stay away from that throughout my lifetime and try to just stay on the straight and narrow.
That's smart. Hey, that's good decision.
Yeah, good move.
We're all very flustered as well. Whenever this was like, so Tom's just signing up to go out there. Thick skin, gotta have thick skin. And then I think Tom afterwards said, I was a little naive to, the thought of everything I've ever done in my life that is not great is going to get put out to the world so I can relive it.
Yeah.
And then I got to laugh. If you don't laugh, you're an asshole.
Right.
Oh, okay, you're a bad guy. I thought it was so good that guys like you who they would want to do it again will not sign up to do it. Like, nobody's signing up to do that. Especially afterwards, Tom's like, yeah, one of the worst decisions I've ever made doing it. My kids just lost their. It's a shame, but it was a good night. Hey, it was good.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tom.
Funny.
And that's the advice.
They might be able to get Travis. They might be able to get him.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. That would be giant. You would have to be there for that, obviously, because you two are a tag team.
I don't know, though. I don't know. Gronk was getting almost as bad as Tom was on the roast, so I don't know if I could even be there if Travis goes.
You have to be. That's a part of the whole. You guys are like the greatest tag team in football. It's becoming that. Do you guys? I mean, does it feel real? Everything that you two have been able to accomplish. Where you walk into the F1 race, you throw a ball into the second level. That's like the most exciting thing that happens at the entire F1 race. We even chit chat. Look at him undo his buttons a little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
Just showed up, has sunglasses. Go ahead.
I gotta get some room for that dad bod, man. That shirt was kind of tight. No, but they didn't even warn me. They just kind of handed me a football and said, "Can you throw it to this guy?" And I was just like, "Yeah, why not? I mean, it's football. I can do it." And so we chucked it around there in the Dolphin Stadium, and I got to watch a great race. Got a pole, Alpine. Got a 10th place finish, which is points on the board. So we had a nice weekend down there in Miami.
Well, okay, so you're the belle of the ball at F1,
Yep.
where everybody is. Everything you do is documented and watch and judge. Travis Kelce, he's dancing at concerts. We're seeing 45 different angles of how he's responding. Just a few years ago, Chiefs weren't like, hey, Chiefs are good, but they're not going to be anything. Could you guys have ever imagined where you're both at right now? You two are like the faces of the NFL in Kansas City and obviously playing at a higher level than everybody else still.
Yeah, I think you'd be lying to say that we could have imagined the run that we've been on. I mean, obviously this is the goal. You wanted to win Super Bowls and you wanted to do it as quickly as possible. But I think when we look back on it, we'll even realize how special it's been. Right now, we're just embracing the moment, being able to come to work every single day and play football and win football games, then to live all our dreams outside of football. It's been a lot of fun. I haven't been able to travel like Travis because I got kids, but I've been able to move around a little bit within the United States and kind of take my kids and let them see stuff that they probably won't get to see again because of how this run that we've been on.
Yeah, I assume you're getting invited to a lot of things. Yeah, it's wild you didn't go to Lake Como.
Yeah.
Heard Travis was at Lake Como this weekend. My algorithm also tells me everything Travis is doing with his life. Always. And then my wife will tell me everything that Taylor's doing. So I feel like I'm a part of their relationship. I couldn't even imagine being on that side of it all. You guys are handling it great. You need to know that.
Oh, yeah.
Legit. Just
appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. We enjoy it. It's been a fun run. I like to take some of the credit. I was the one who invited Travis to the first Taylor concert when the friendship bracelet was. He was sitting in my suite, so I feel like I was the matchmaker. I had some input in there as well. I was like, dude, just go for it. Just go for it. And you know, Travis, man, he does it, and he's a great dude, and I'm glad that it's all worked out for the best.
Potentially going to be the greatest football player of all time, greatest matchmaker of all time, baby.
Unbelievable.
Me.
I mean, there's a chance that this guy's greatest sport coffee investor in the history of business. I mean, the accolades go on and on. Speaking of that, with how much success you've had, Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Patrick, at this point in your career, coming off 2 Super Bowls, everything you've accomplished, well on your way to being the greatest of all time, like, what do you even have to work or improve on, like, going into an offseason? Like, when you're going into OTAs, offseason, and then training camp, like, is there anything specific that you're like, okay, this is where I wasn't very good last year, this is where I need to be better? Or is it more so just like, hey, I know that I'm going to be ready when the lights come on, and now it's kind of just like building that rapport with my new teammates and kind of shaking some of the cobwebs out from not throwing the football around for a little bit?
Kind of both, man. I mean, you want to. I think what I wanted to emphasize this year was getting back to the deep passes. I feel like I missed some last year. Where prior years I'd hit them, so I'm trying to make sure that I push the envelope, and especially in practice, and try to see if I can continue to work on that and hit some of those deep passes that I missed last year. And then with all the new guys that we have, you got to kind of, like you said, get on the same page with them. I mean, Hollywood, Xavier, some of these guys I've worked with a little bit, but I want to continue to get that work in with them, and so that we can get them up to speed and whenever we get on that football field here in the early September, we're ready to roll from the beginning because, like y'all said, man, we play two great football teams to start off the season.
Do you feel like there's a time of year where you got, obviously the end of the year is when you guys are always playing your best ball. You guys get bored in the middle now at this stage because of how many dubs you've had? Is that a thought too? Like last year, there was a couple games you were sick. It was windy.
Denver. Christmas.
Back-to-back weeks.
Yep.
There was like you were sick, I think, one of these games. And then it was windy.
Super windy.
The wind was insane. But there was a big turn. It was like, Chiefs is no longer the Chiefs. And literally all I kept saying, loud stooge, just because I wanted to believe, I said, Chiefs is still the Chiefs. Let's fucking relax here. But is there, a part of the season now at this point, like, hey, we're going to have to focus in the middle. And there's going to be 18 games by the time you're done with this entire thing, with how long the season is. Is it impossible to go wire to wire? Is that something that you can't think about? Or what is your view on that as a whole?
I think we got to be better. I don't want to say we were bored because you can't be bored in the NFL. You play great teams every single week. But there's definitely a different intensity in the playoffs. And I think just trying to make sure that we can replicate that intensity on a weekly basis and have that same mindset is something that we're going to work on this year and try to play better football through and through so that we're not on the road going to Buffalo or Baltimore or wherever that is. And we can try to have those playoff games home at Arrowhead because it's a special place. And I think we just got to be better as a team. I mean, we won the Super Bowl and everybody kind of glossed over the whole entire season that we had, but we have a lot to work on, and I'm excited to get these young guys working.
Yeah, we just got to be better,
Of course.
We got to be better. My team didn't even make the playoffs.
They got to be better, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I hope they're
be
saying
better.
the same fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. They are.
I watched that.
Pretty sure the Colts are like one of the only teams that have a losing record against, something like that.
You know why?
Is it you?
The Loud House. It's tough. Lucas Oil Stadium's tough place to play, Pat. It's tough. Hey, it's a tough place.
Because they opened the roof. They opened the roof, man. And you got the shadows got us.
Well, that's the thing. And also the wind. I know Kansas City, a pretty windy place, but when that window's open, it's a wind tunnel in there.
Yep.
It is tough to handle. That was a stat that came out last season. Yeah, it was your first away playoff game. Now, Super Bowls have never been played at home, I don't think, which you had in the past. But your first away play, and that's because you guys weren't the number one seed. And it was like, is it over? Is it over for this? Because you guys weren't number one seed. Is it easy or hard to deal with the expectations every year that you're Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs need to win? Like having a road playoff game was like, have they lost their fastball?
Uh-oh.
Like that's a real thing that's happening now at this stage of where you guys are. Is that easy or hard?
It's easy. I mean, just you have to have the mentality of being the best you can be, man. You want to be the best, and when you're there, you have to continue to work at it to stay on top. And in any profession, man, you got to continue to work. And I think Tom was the prime example of that. He never was satisfied with where he's at, and I think our guys in our locker room have that same mentality of we have to continue to compete. And that's what we're doing right now. I mean, we're talking trash out their offense versus defense, and both sides and the entire team want to be the best. And that's what you have to have. And Coach Reed's kind of the leader of that, man. He pushes us to continue to be better and better every single year.
Feels like you got all the right guys. Veach out there is seemingly a genius alongside Reed. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Pat, how is the relationship with Veach? Because when we were talking to GM of the Buffalo Bills, Brandon Beane, he mentioned how, Josh Allen texted him, hey, Keon Coleman, love him. And when Xavier Worthy ran that 4-2-1, I think we all assumed somehow, some way, the Chiefs are going to get this guy and he's going to have 2,000 yards next year. Did you text Veach like, hey, you son of a bitch, you better trade up right now and get Xavier Worthy so we can bring the deep ball back? Or is that something where you just kind of let those guys do their thing and then you go out there and win 12 games, 13 games in the Super Bowl?
I give my input, but I'll let those guys make the decisions. I'll go in there and I'll watch the film of all the guys coming out of college as much as I can. Not as much as them, obviously, but as much as I can. And I kind of give my input on the guys that I like and the guys that I would love to get on our team, think can fit really well. And then I'll let them kind of rank the board and make those picks. But they do show me kind of what they're thinking and if this situation falls the right way. But I'll just say I was very excited to get Xavier Worthy. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, it made no sense. It was so stupid. How did the Chiefs end up with this fucking guy?
Ridiculous.
How is this what this is? Because Tyreek Hill, obviously, it was a different Chiefs offense, had success. Kadarius Toney comes in, obviously still a lot of hope and optimism out of the entire building, coach, you, everybody. But now it's like that one piece that seemingly is unstoppable is back now. in the offense. And when you pair that with Travis and you bring in Hollywood, then you got Rasheed. Let's go, Rasheed. Let's go. Okay, it's like all of a sudden we're staring down maybe the best Chiefs team, which is bullshit. You need to know that it's absolute bullshit, and we all feel that way, okay? You just need to know that and keep going, keep continuing to represent the NFL, and we're all incredibly grateful for you, pal. How's the golf game right now?
Golf game's really good. Just got back from Augusta last weekend. Got the last weekend in at Augusta and played really well out there. Played great from the members' tees, and then tried to play the pro tees. Did not go as well.
Did you say on the property there?
Oh, yeah, suit and tie, baby.
Oh, we lost you. Is he gone?
That might be Augusta.
Augusta said you said our name.
Yeah.
What the
Stop
fuck?
it. Stop
Don't
it.
say that you played.
Augusta tried
They
to cut me out. No, I was suit and tie. I was on property.
Okay, how many bottles of wine did we go through at the dinner?
You know me, man. I'm not a wine guy. I'm a Coors Light guy. That's just who I am.
I've heard. I think the Kelsey's right. Then Jason. I think on New Heights, Jason and Travis talked about how, Patrick always says Travis is a party guy or whatever. They're saying the amount of Coors Lights that you can put down is an absurd amount, and then you're just completely operating as if nothing happened. Actual football guy doing everything you're doing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, the dad bod doesn't happen by itself, man. You got to get some Coors Lights in there.
Boom.
Hey, man. Got to keep living. Yeah. Still like ketchup? You done with ketchup now?
I'm still a fan of ketchup, not as much as I was as a kid, but still have ketchup on most things.
What is the high society taste buds that have gotten in? We got cars. Obviously, we've seen everybody's seen the house.
Yeah.
House is phenomenal. Great work on that. You deserve it. You've earned it. But cars, anything else?
I got a good amount of cars. They gave me some free cars, so that helps. And then I have a couple of expensive cars myself.
Which one? You don't obviously. If you don't want to say which one.
The two that people know about are the Rolls that I have and the Ferrari that I have. So that I'll leave it there, but I have a couple more as well.
Woo, good for this guy.
Good for you. Wow. Yeah. Good for you, bro. You've earned it all. Hopefully, Throne Sport Coffee will buy you some more cars and more success and hopefully more happiness and fulfillment as you continue to etch a path that could end with you being the greatest of all time in the history of our sport. We appreciate you, brother. Keep enjoying life over there. Tell the family you're crushing it as well, obviously.
No, I will. Appreciate you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.